Hey, it's Chris Widener, your personal development coach here at 12 Coaches, and I want to talk to you in this video about the fifth point of my book, Live the Life You've Always Dreamed of, and it's stay motivated for success. And we talked about some other things in the other videos. If you haven't seen them, go back and watch them. We've talked about tenacity and setting goals and vision and dreaming big dreams and those kinds of things. But I want to talk about motivation. Now, it's interesting. Sometimes people will say, Chris, are you a motivational speaker? And I'm like, well, I don't really like the name because all I can think of is that old Chris Farley skit, Matt Foley, motivational speaker from Saturday Night Live. But the other reason that I don't really like the term is because I can't give you your motive. The root word of motivational is motive, or the root word of motivation is motive. And a motive is a compelling reason to act. If you go to the dictionary, that's what you find, a compelling reason to act. It's why you do it. And motivation, typically people think of it as emotional. If you go to a big motivational rally, how do you picture that? You close your eyes and you picture, loud music and a lot of hype and, beach balls all going around and people doing, all hype based. But real motivation is actually more cerebral. It's more reason. It's more fact. It's compelling. It's internal. And that's what I want to challenge you to think about if you're going to live the life you've always dreamed of, is you have to be connected with your true motivation. What is really the deep-seated reason why you do what it is that you do, or why you want to do what it is that you want to do? I'll give you a good example. I don't remember where I read this, some inspirational magazine of some sort, but it was about a guy who was about 150 pounds overweight. Now, everybody knows how to lose weight. Eat right, exercise, some basic simple things. Go to the doctor, find out, have them put you on some sort of a diet, whatever, and get to the gym, exercise, we all know the basics of it. But most people don't do it. And it's because they don't have a compelling reason to act. Well, this guy, he had 150 pounds to lose, and he knew, just like all the rest of us do, how to do it. One day, his daughter got sick, and they took her into the doctor. They ran through all the tests. Eventually, over the course of time, they found out she needed a new kidney. She needed a kidney transplant. And then, of course, with kidneys, the first place they look is with family. And they found out that Dad was a match. So they brought the family back in, and they said, Dad, we've got some good news and some bad news. What's the good news? Good news is you're the perfect match. And he says, that's fantastic. I'll do it. What's the bad news? The bad news is you're too fat for us to do surgery. So Dad said, well, what do I need to do? Doctor said, well, if you could lose 75 or 100 pounds in, 9 months or so, we could, keep her going for 9 months and dialysis and all that kind of stuff. And you could lose the weight. It would make it safe for us to remove the kidney for surgery, and away we go. Well, what do you suppose Dad did? Dad lost the weight because he finally had a motive. He finally had that compelling motivation to lose the weight that he always knew how to do. He just never had the compelling reason to act. So I want to ask you a question. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, what's your compelling reason to act? If you don't have a compelling reason to act, if you don't have something deep inside of you that's going to drive you to do it, you're never going to be able to do it. You'll never find the internal drive to do it. It'll just be something, up here, oh, I should go do that sometime, and, I really should. But what's your compelling reason to act? It's going to make you more money? Is it going to bring you more love? Is it going to build better relationships? It's going to make you live longer? What is it that's going to internally drive you to do the things that you're going to need to do to live your dream life? Because living your dream life can be hard. As I've talked about in some of the other videos, you got to be tenacious and persistent and persevere. It's not just going to get handed to you. Your dream life doesn't just get handed to you. You got to go for it. And the only thing that's going to enable you to go for it is to have a strong internal drive that's going to make you go through all the hardships to get to your dream life. So the key is stay motivated for success, and only you can do that. Only you can look deep down into your soul and decide what it is that's going to motivate you. I can't do it. Nobody else can do it. I could give you some reasons. I could tell you what I think it might be, but you're the one who has to connect with that motivation, that compelling reason to act. And when you connect with that and you find that strong reason, that's going to enable you to do what it needs to take for you to actually live the life you've always dreamed of. And it's possible. You can do it. Find your motivation.